Hello, this is Rosie, the Director of Education, and this is Milk Street at Home. I'm back to help you make the most of your pantry. Today we're going to the frozen pantry, and we're going to talk about frozen vegetables. Too often, they're the worst version of a steamed vegetable, just sort of soft and bland. I'm going to show you a simple technique for taking almost any frozen vegetable and transforming them into something with a deep char, great texture, and incredible aromatic flavor. It's really simple, and here are the steps. The most important thing to remember is that you want to start with a frozen vegetable straight from the freezer. Don't defrost it at all. We need the ice that's around the frozen vegetables to melt and steam them before we develop the char. So remember, the most important thing is to use your vegetables straight from the freezer. No defrosting. The first step is into a 10 to 12 inch cast iron skillet, not overheat yet. You want to add 2 tablespoons of oil. I'm using a neutral oil, but you could use olive oil. You could even use coconut oil. It depends on the flavor you want. Into the oil, you add 1 teaspoon of the spice blend of your choice. I'm going to use a nice spicy curry powder, but you could use garam masala, you could use ras el hanout, you could use whatever spice blend you're excited about. To create contrast with the spice blend, you want to add 2 teaspoons of a fresh aromatic. I'm using grated ginger. You could use garlic, you could use scallions, you could use a mix. You just want something fresh to create contrast with the richer, more savory spice blend. Mix that around a little bit in your skillet, and then cover the pan with your frozen vegetable. Again, straight from the freezer with all those little ice crystals still all over them. If it's something like broccoli that has a cut side, make sure the flat side is down. That's going to be really important later for creating the browning. Once you have an even layer of your vegetables in your pan, put the lid on, set a timer for 4 minutes, and walk away. Prep the rest of dinner. Like I said, this is highly versatile. You can use broccoli, Brussels sprouts, frozen asparagus, frozen cauliflower, an oil of your choice, olive oil, grapeseed, coconut, and then you can use the spices of your choice. I'm using curry powder, but you could use a mixture of cumin and coriander. And you want a fresh aromatic. I'm using grated fresh ginger. You could use garlic, scallions, you name it. Once the 4 minutes is up, you're almost done. Take the top off. Now crank that heat up as high as it will go. This is where we're taking the frozen vegetable and making it something incredibly good. So crank that to high and don't touch your vegetables. Let them sit there. You're going to hear a nice wet sizzle at first because still there's all that water from when the vegetables were frozen in the pan. As that cooks off, the sound's going to turn into a dry crackle. Have a pair of tongs handy and check periodically. When they're light brown, you're not done. Keep going. I think a lot of people sort of stop with a little bit of browning. That's not what you want here. For this to really be extraordinary, you need a deep char. Once you see that deep char, you're basically done. You can put it into a serving bowl and serve it as is. You could garnish it with some fresh herbs, some cilantro or some parsley, mint, basil. You could put some sliced scallions on. I like to serve this with a soft cooked egg and some whole milk yogurt, along with some crunchy garnish like sliced scallions or maybe some sesame seeds. I like all that texture and flavor diversity, the cool yogurt, the rich egg yolk, and that nicely charred, a little bit bitter, very flavorful frozen broccoli.